Emma found a doll one evening. Her dad had picked it up from an old dusty antique shop downtown. The place was small, filled with broken clocks, faded toys, and the smell of time itself. The shopkeeper had only said, "She'll like this one." The doll was tiny, dressed in a colorful dress, and always smiling. Emma was thrilled and placed it on her bedroom shelf. The first day, the doll seemed perfectly normal. Emma played with it, changed its clothes, talked to it, and even kept it beside her while sleeping. But that first night felt strange. When she woke up, the doll wasn't on the shelf. It was standing near the desk. Emma thought she might have moved it herself and forgotten. Over the next 2 nights, it happened again. Every morning, the doll was in a new place, by the bed, near the window, or in the corner. Its dress sometimes swayed slightly, and its eyes seemed to glimmer unnaturally. Emma grew uneasy, but didn't tell anyone. On the 3rd night, with no wind or sound in the room, she saw the doll move, slowly stepping off the shelf and stopping in the middle of the floor. Emma froze. When she blinked, it was suddenly beside the table. The following nights grew worse. Books fell off shelves on their own. Doors creaked open and shut. Small objects trembled without reason. The doll wasn't just moving, it was pulling things toward itself. One night, Emma set up a camera. The next morning, she watched the footage, and her blood ran cold. The doll was moving on its own, walking around the room, knocking down books, and at one point, staring directly into the camera. From then on, the doll was always near her. Whenever someone entered the room, it seemed to change its position, always facing them. Sometimes, Emma felt there was someone else in the room, but every time she looked, only the doll was there. Then came the night the power went out. The house was swallowed in darkness. Emma switched on her flashlight. The doll stood in the middle of the room. When the beam hit its face, its eyes reflected the light like they were alive. Emma realized it wasn't just a toy anymore. The doll was watching everything, every sound, every flicker of movement. Books falling, clothes shifting, doors moving. It was all her doing. The next day, Emma decided to get rid of it. She grabbed the doll, but it twitched in her hands and turned its head toward her. Emma stumbled back in fear. That night, the doll didn't stop moving. Sometimes it stood near the bed, sometimes by the table, sometimes in the corner, always facing her. Whispering noises filled the room, along with faint metallic clinks. Emma barely slept, terrified beyond words. The next morning, she locked the doll in a wooden chest and left it outside. But when night fell, she found it back on her shelf, smiling. Each night after, the movements became faster, louder, more aggressive. Emma cried, terrified, realizing there was no escaping it. Finally, one night, she decided to end it once and for all. But when she reached for the doll, it slowly turned its head and began walking toward her. That's when Emma understood. No matter where she went, the doll would always find her. In every whisper, every shadow, every quiet sound of the night.